The Chosen Bride. Chapter 1. To Delilah. Little bride, don't ye go there. You will fall. A boy with beautiful blue eyes spoke as he ran after the small girl with a worried face. No, Brother Cain. I won't ye fall. The little girl looked back at him and smiled brightly while waving at him. Suddenly I heard a loud thunder and woke up. I laughed at myself because I was seeing the same dream. The same dream I always loved and the same past I always wanted to go. I got off from the bed and looked at the time. It was already 2:00 in the morning. I slowly walked towards the big window of my room and looked up at the sky. There no moon can be seen. No stars. Only darkness with the heavy stormy rain. It was also just like my life. Only darkness. I recalled the painful memories as I looked at the rain. It all belongs to the man I loved. Caden Quinn. I forced my tears back, but I failed as they rolled down through my cheeks. Where did the little boy who loved me more than himself go? I questioned myself because I still couldn't understand that after spending 12 years. I cried. I cried because I wanted to let go of those beautiful memories and painful memories. I still can't believe the fact that the little boy is long gone and replaced with a man who hated me without a limit. What did I do? And what did I do to deserve his hatred? He kept telling me that his parents died because of me, but I don't even remember anything. He said he lost his parents and he loved them so much, but what about me? Didn't I also lose my parents? Didn't I love them so much? I don't even know how my parents died and Caden's parents. All I knew was that both of our parents died on the same day. I don't know what exactly happened on that day. Why can't Caden just talk to me in a few words? It's enough. It will be enough to make my day and make me happy. But he never did that and I knew he would never do it. The only thing he knew was how to hurt me and how to make me cry with his hurtful actions. I was looking out of the window. Suddenly, I saw Caden's car come through the gate. My heart began to beat so fast and I bit my lower lip. My heart began to worry about him. I don't even know if he had dinner. I knew he had so much work to handle and he didn't have time to relax or have his food. As Caden's car stopped in the garage, I ran out of my room and stopped in the balcony and I placed my hands on the balcony countertop. I was looking down and I saw Caden come into the house while unbuttoning the buttons in his shirt sleeves. He stopped beside the couch and threw his blazer on it as he unbuttoned the first few buttons of his shirt. He was just so handsome and I couldn't take my eyes off him. Suddenly, he looked up at me. My heart tightened as he looked at me. I was afraid if he looked away. His eyes traveled from my head to toe. Then his gaze stopped at my feet. After some time he looked at me again. He didn't even just look away. He just kept looking at my eyes. His blue eyes made my heartbeat fluttered because of my nervousness. I began to bite my lower lip. His gaze fell on my lips and within a few seconds it came back to my eyes. All I wanted to do was run to him and hug him so tightly because this is the man I loved more than 10 years. But I am not that lucky. Caden was still looking at me. Without thinking about anything I smiled at him. For the first time after 12 years. He was still looking at me, but I could see that his eyes were gentle and not like before. I bit my bottom lip and slowly walked downstairs, but Caden's eyes never left mine. After I came down, I stopped a few feet away from him. I was too afraid to go close to him because I didn't want to make him angry. I looked up at him and smiled again. I wanted to ask if he had dinner or wanted me to make something for him to eat. Why are you awake? I heard his voice and my heart overwhelmed with happiness. I heard thundering, so I woke up, I said as I looked down. This is the first time I am having a good conversation with him. Where are your slippers? Caden spoke and came towards me. Then I realized that I am not wearing my slippers and the floor is cold. I forgot. I let out a forced smile and looked up at him. He was already so close to me and looking down at me with a lovely gaze. I was beyond happy and my heart is on rapid fire. Go to sleep now. With that, Caden caressed my face with his thumb. I was really happy. Did you eat? I asked as I smiled at him. Yeah. I ate. I nodded at him because I felt happy. Thank God he didn't miss his meals. Suddenly, Caden wrapped his arm around my waist and pulled me closer to him, and I was surprised, so I looked at him with a questioning gaze. Are you seducing me, Delilah? In the middle of night, while wearing thin clothes that could show your body transparently? I blushed because of what he asked. Then I looked at my nightgown and noticed it was too thin and could see my breasts. I was so embarrassed and I heard Caden's chuckle. But suddenly Caden pushed me away and stepped back. I looked up at his eyes and saw the disgust and hatred. I wanted to cry because the gentleness he had in his eye a few minutes ago is gone and replaced with the familiar heartless. What the fuck are you trying to do? Caden spoke angrily. He came to me and grabbed me from my hand. It hurts. Caden's tears came out of my eyes as I spoke. Then he threw me against the wall and pressed himself against me. Didn't I warn you before? Don't fucking come near me. I hate you. Bloody trash. His words were filled with venom. I felt my heart was suffocating because of his words. I couldn't help but cry because of the pain I am feeling. Caden. I tried to talk, but I was cut off by his angry voice. Shut your fucking mouth. You know that I have a girlfriend, but yet you try to seduce me in the middle of night. Are you a whore? What? Whore? What was that for? What did I do? Caden grabbed my chin forcefully and made me look at him, and his touch made me feel like I am in hell. His eyes were filled with rage. I am gonna kill you one day and make you pay for my parents' death. With it he let go of my chin and grabbed me from my hand and took me into the washroom. Caden. What are you? Before I could finish he threw me against a wall of the washroom and opened the cold shower. It was so cold. I felt my body was about to freeze. I quickly hugged myself, but it didn't help me. I looked up at Caden, who was heartlessly smirking at me. I cried, but he couldn't see my tears because of the water. Learn your lesson and stay the fuck away from me, or you'll get more than this. Then he just left me in the washroom. I sat down on the cold floor and let water run through my body. I didn't feel cold because I was too hurt. My heart was covered with pain, so I couldn't feel the coldness. I stayed there for a long time and I stood up to leave, but my legs were numb because I was sitting on the floor. But I encouraged myself and slowly walked towards my room and dried myself. Then changed into new clothes. I grabbed my phone and saw it was already 4:00 in the morning. And I saw messages from James. UAGHH. I totally forgot that I have to meet him tomorrow. I climbed onto my bed and closed my eyes without thinking what just happened and how my happiness shattered into pieces. I wanted to sleep because tomorrow is a new day. 2. Cadenta. I was so depressed because of the work. I wanted to sell every fucking company that belonged to me and spend time peacefully. Ugh. As I came into the house. After a few minutes I felt someone was staring at me and I looked up. Delilah. The woman both I loved and hated. She was looking at me with her beautiful eyes. My heart began to beat so fast and I traveled my eyes through her delicate and sexy body. I could see her body through her thin nightgown, but what caught my attention was she's not wearing slippers. Why is this woman so ignorant? It's raining heavily and very cold. Then I looked at her beautiful face and I felt relaxed. My depressed feeling was gone and it was replaced with love. She was biting her bottom lip and I wanted to kiss her. After looking at me she suddenly smiled and that smile took my breath away. How could this woman be so gorgeous? Then she slowly came towards me. I talked with her and I could feel that she was happy because I talked with her normally. Welcome to download Joyread app to read more chapters of The Chosen Bride novel online.